Hello everybody, Connor here, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming Retrospective. Today I'm going to be taking the time to talk about one of my favorite games of all time, Castle Crashers. Castle Crashers is a 2D beat-em-up game that was originally released in 2008 on the Xbox Live Arcade. It also released on other consoles a bit later on. Personally, I was a few years late to this game. I started playing the remastered version of the game on my Xbox One in 2017. I wish I got the game a lot earlier on though, so I could have some nostalgia for it, but I was too busy playing quality games like Doritos Crash Course and Minecraft on my 360. Don't worry though, I've played my fair share of this game and sunk many hours into it. So let's boot up the Xbox 360 and get right into this. Castle Crashers was announced at the 2005 San Diego Comic-Con. It was originally called Ye Olde Side-Scroller, and it stuck with that name for about a year until it was changed to the title we all know today. I'm glad they found a better name because Castle Crashers just sounds so much more smoother and iconic than the other name. It honestly took me like 5 or 6 tries to get through it because it just is such a tongue twister. But to me that name sounds like it would be a side-scrolling game rather than a beat-em-up, so it makes sense why they would change it. Another fun fact was that this original demo was showcased running on the GameCube. It would have been really cool to see a version of Castle Crashers on the GameCube, but it makes more sense for it not to be since the Wii came out a year later. So the game ended up releasing on the Xbox Live Arcade a few years later, which is where the majority of players got their first experience with the game. PlayStation ended up getting their version about a year after. The game plays as your average beat-em-up game would, but there's also a magic mechanic which adds an extra layer of strategy to the game. Each character has their own unique magic ability, and you earn different magic combos as you level up with your character. There's 31 playable characters in the game. You start out with the main 4, the Green Knight, the Red Knight, the Blue Knight, and the Orange Knight, but you can unlock new characters as easily as defeating the first boss. There's also a bunch of weapons and pets you can unlock through the levels. I really like this aspect of the game. I like not having everything unlocked at the beginning like some games do. There's just something special about putting in the time to unlock all the different characters, weapons, and pets. It's nice not having everything given to you so easily. Another thing that instantly stood out to me is the art style. I really enjoy the cartoony hand-drawn style that the Behemoth games have, specifically Dan Paladin's style since he was the lead artist for the game. It just adds a lot of character and makes it much more enjoyable to go through all the levels. The music in this game is also amazing. The Behemoth contracted over 20 Newgrounds users to create the soundtrack for the game. Some of the songs that really stood out to me are Space Pirates, Jumper, Flutie, Mudholes, and Don't. The music adds a lot to the game and makes going through the difficult levels a lot more bearable. The thing that makes Castle Crashers shine the most is the multiplayer experience. Since this was an Xbox Live Arcade game, there's both local and online multiplayer. I would even argue that this game is the most enjoyable when playing with a group of friends. I've had some of my best memories playing through this game with friends and leveling up our characters. It adds a lot to the gameplay. You're able to revive each other, which helps with completing levels easier. I just have so many memories of running through this game over and over again with friends, which is how you unlock the majority of the characters. Personally, my favorite character to play as is the Industrialist, which is the character you unlock after beating the game as the Blue Knight. His magic power is the saws, which are extremely fun to spam. But Castle Crashers isn't just a mindless button masher, it demands strategy. The bosses in this game can be challenging. There's even an extra mode you unlock after beating the game called Insane Mode, which makes the game even harder. There's also arenas placed throughout the map that lets you fight waves of enemies. Each arena unlocks a new character. You get the Barbarian for beating the King's Arena, the Thief from the Thieves Arena, the Conehead from the Volcano Arena, the Peasant from the Peasant Arena, and the Eskimo from the Icy Arena. These are nice bonuses that you could do on the side between levels. Now, no game is without its flaws. Castle Crashers is no exception. Some may find that certain levels' difficulty spikes are frustrating, particularly when playing solo, and while the humor and quirky storytelling is endearing to me, others might not enjoy it. But these are just minor flaws that can be overlooked. There's more good over the bad. The game was also remastered and ported to newer consoles, starting in 2015 with the Xbox One. The Steam version also received it as a free update to the original, and the PS4 and Nintendo Switch also received the remaster in 2019, so this game is now widely available. I just wish that there was crossplay so others can play with each other if they don't have the same console. In conclusion, Castle Crashers is a gem of a game that holds up remarkably well even today. Its timeless charm, memorable multiplayer, and delightful visuals make it a must-play for fans of the beat-em-up genre. Sure, it's not perfect, but it's undeniably fun. Overall, I'd rank Castle Crashers a 9 out of 10, especially with the remaster. The game is super polished and enjoyable. I just hope the Behemoth makes a sequel for this game. I feel like there's so much potential. If you haven't played this game, I'd recommend it. It's a classic, especially if you're looking for something new to play with friends. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.